Hi, my name is Ken, and today in this video I will talk about the short story "Good Man Has to Fight" by Flannery O'Connor and its literacy theories and devices, themes, and other pieces of literature. There are many literacy theories and devices in this story. A good man is hard to find. First, the story based on the characters of a judgmental old woman and escapes serial killers. The grandmother, who is the central character of the story, can be seen as self-interested and selfish in the course of the story. This can be manifested on the Bailey's family planning a vacation to go to the Florida, but the grandmother insisted to go to Tennessee instead of everyone else wished to go to Florida. The author uses several literary elements, including symbolisms, foreshadows, ironies, and imagery. Among them, selfishness and individualism are the essential themes covered in the story. O'Connor uses symbolisms in the weather and sky to describe the characters' moods. These themes can be shown at the end of the story when the sky becomes cloudless and clear, indicating the death of the grandma. The use of foreshadow is found at the beginnings of the story when they are deciding to plan a trip. The grandma is dressed very nicely with a navy blue dress with a small white dot in the print. A strong foreshadowing imagery can be seen when they pass through the forest after leaving the restaurant. On the way, they pass by a cotton field with 5 or 6 graves fenced. The numbers of graves matches the exact numbers of people in car. During the road trip, Grandma took her cat in the basket, and the middle of the wheel, the cat suddenly jumped out of the basket, and the car crashed to a tree. This condition led the bad things that had happened. The literary device irony occurs when an evil man, the misfit, causes Billy Mothers to see herself for what she is, a sinner. At the time, a religious belief is also found. The grandma prayed to the gods for not killing her, and say the misfit to pray so that Jesus will help you. And you're a good man and you won't shoot a lady. By analyzing the attitudes of the selfishness of the grandma. Point of view. It is another literary device used by the author. The story is told in the third person, indicating the objective truth. For example, the authors underline that the grandmother didn't want to go to Florida. The reader has access only to the thoughts of these characters and no one else. Besides, she is the only character without a name. O'Connor avoids depicting non-trivial personalities. Using this technique, the author describes typical people, not particular ones. They should be judged based on their actions and not according to the features underlined by the author. Further analysis of themes. The novel A Good Man is Hard to Find centers upon 2 themes, selfishness and individualism. Essentially, the grandmother's insistence on achieving her own selfish ends results in the death of her entire family, as well as the loss of her own life. This analyzes the story's thematic message in regards to selfishness, individualism, and its effects on the family as well as the larger community, as represented by the misfits. The character analysis of the children is that during the argument after the car crash, the misfits tells the children's mother to take the baby and Justers and go with Bobby Lee and Hiram into the woods. Bobby Lee tried to hold Juster's hands, but she said she looked like a pig. In these conditions, even though Juster is just a little child, she is rude to the other people and sad and politely to the older person. Or because of the reason, two more scarecrows came from the woods. A poetic divide simile is used in the novel. An example of this is in the descriptions of the children's mothers. She was a young woman in slacks, whose face was as broad and as innocent as a cabbage. This simile illustrates the gullibilities and incompetence of the mother, which makes it easy for others to manipulate her. Finally, The Wars by Timothy Finley is a novel read from the English courts and is about Robert Wars, a young Canadian soldier who enlisted the army during World War I after his sister died. By doing so, is to escape his sadness and pain that he is experiencing due to the grief of his sister. The novel A Good Man is Hard to Find is similar to The Wars by Timothy Finley. After the grandma had the grandson from the woods, she was once worried about her son, Billy. For the misfits groups, the three bad men look like the soldiers in the army during the World War I. Whenever the soldiers see their enemies, they always fight and shoot them. This condition look like the misfits groups shoot to the all members of the families and kill them. So, in her novel, A Good Man Has to Fight by Flannery O'Connor, she employs the use of various literary elements, techniques, and devices to narrate her story. These literary elements and devices include irony, foreshadowing, symbolisms, and simile, amongst other things. Because the central themes of the novel is good versus evil, and the author uses these literary elements, techniques, and devices to tell her story. Exactly, the authors effectively utilize these elements and techniques to communicate the themes of good versus evil in the story. The little difference exists between the characters of the grammars and the characters of the misfits, aside from their social viability. Both remain selfish and extreme individualists who will lie, steal, manipulate, and murder to affect their own ends. In Flannery O'Connor's hands, this selfishness and individualism collide at a disaster point and initiate the death or fight innocent people. But actually, the instigators of their murders is one of their own. This is the end of the presentations, and thank you for watching and paying attention to these presentations, and I truly hope you enjoyed it.